Hi everybody, it's Brian here. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's episode, we're going to be looking at a product that is offered on Redbubble that has been growing quite steadily as of late, but there's still so much room to grow and there's still so much potential for you as a creative designer to tap into to be able to make more money, more sales, more profits. And that particular product is in fact the greeting card. So stay tuned to see how easy it is to actually create a greeting card that you can actually upload and sell on Redbubble, and what parameters are needed to make sure that your Redbubble greeting card is the best that it can be so that it can actually work as hard as it can for you in order to make sales. So with that said, stay tuned. Now, before we continue with today's episode, if you're new to this channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to click and watch this particular episode. If you're somebody who has been following my channel for some time now, thanks as well for sticking around, for subscribing. If you're new, don't forget to click the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I upload a new video. I upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and my main goal is to help you take your print-on-demand business to a new level. I offer tips, actionable advice, and motivation to help you succeed more and more as we approach the fourth quarter of the business calendar year. And at the time of publishing this video, I'm getting closer and closer to reaching the 1,000 subscriber mark. So please, if you haven't subscribed, if you've been watching my content, please smash that subscribe button and don't forget to give this video a like. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithm. And with that said, let's hop on over to my computer screen and start with today's episode. So, according to the Greeting Card Association, the greeting card industry is still alive and kicking. 7 billion greeting cards are purchased in the US each and every year, and annual retail sales are estimated at over 7.5 billion US dollars. So there is a huge market still left to tap into. In fact, 9 out of 10 households buy an average of 30 individual cards per year. And basically, it's a female-driven market. In fact, women will make 4 out of 5 greeting card purchases every single year. So guys, when you are marketing your greeting card designs, market them towards women. The most popular seasonal cards are obviously Christmas cards, with approximately 1.6 billion units purchased every year. This is then followed by Valentine's Day with 145 million units, Mother's Day 133 million units, Father's Day with 90 million units, Graduation 67 million units, Easter 57 million units, Halloween 21 million units, Thanksgiving with 15 million units, and finally St. Patrick's Day with 7 million units. So many of you know at the time of publishing this particular video, we are getting closer and closer to the fourth quarter. And as you can see here, of the different seasons that are listed in this list, we've got Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween, which are 3 of the biggest holiday seasons in the business calendar that we are soon going to be approaching. So you definitely want to jump on this bandwagon and start creating greeting cards to focus on Halloween, Thanksgiving, and obviously Christmas. It's also a fact that younger card buyers and those who are more tech savvy are currently the ones most engaged in buying greeting cards online, with the current pandemic helping to solidify people's choice of purchasing unique greeting cards online. So again, the greeting cards industry is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's definitely something you want to tap into. Now, it's also important that when you're creating greeting cards, you use eye-catching colors and design elements. Bold color palettes, striking fonts, and visually appealing design elements definitely help a card to stand out. Keeping in mind that much of the advice stems from putting yourself in the card buyer's shoes. So experiment a little, be a little bit creative, be a little bit bombastic, be a little bit bold. It just might be the thing that grabs a person's attention when visiting and looking for a particular type of greeting card that they'll say, yeah, this is the card that I want to buy to give as a gift. Now, when it comes to creating a greeting card, we are spoiled for choice in terms of designs and techniques that we can refer to for inspiration. As you can see here on the screen, I did a very simple Google search where I typed in popular greeting cards 2021. And after clicking on the images tab, Google presents me with a huge slew of different types of greeting cards that have been produced in the past, the recent past that is, for 2021. And this is an actual gold mine that could motivate and inspire you to create new cards for 2022 and beyond. So in truth, it really doesn't take that long to go through and just check out the different types of designs. You want to take a look at the types of fonts that are being used. You want to take a look at the color schemes that are being used. You even want to take a look at the types of color palettes that are being used. As you can see here, we've got a lot of Happy New Year type of designs currently. And as you can see here, they're bold, they're bright, they're in your face, they're going to grab people's attention. So you want to make sure that when you're creating your designs, you're going to try and emulate this particular type of style, and then obviously put in your little twist, your little creativity to make your design really pop. And in truth, you can create greeting cards for any event throughout the entire year. So you've got Christmas, you've got New Year's, you've got Thanksgiving, you've got Halloween. Just simply open up a Google page and just type in Halloween greeting card. So if we had to go and just check out Halloween greeting cards, let's type in Halloween greeting cards. And then after hitting enter, we are presented with a huge slew of creative Halloween designs that we can use to motivate and inspire our own creativity to come up with our own particular take on creating greeting cards. And what you can do is you can actually delve deeper per event, per season, and actually create sub-niches for this particular holiday. So you could create something with Halloween and dentists, Halloween and lawyers, Halloween and nurses, for example. I mean, the world is your oyster when it comes to coming up and searching for different niches for this particular seasonal event that can allow you to really, truly delve deep and create so much more. So now when it comes to creating a greeting card, there are a lot of tools that you can use to help you. One of my favorite things to do is when I'm creating greeting cards, I like to create greeting cards with photos that pop. And one of my most favorite websites to use is Pixabay. All right, now many of you may or may not be aware of Pixabay, but Pixabay is a website where you can actually get a hold of commercial and royalty-free pictures, vectors, illustrations, and so much more, including even videos. Now, what I did here, as you can see, is I just simply keyed in the word birthday. And as you can see here, I'm presented with a lot of different fantastic photos pertaining to birthdays. Now, it's very important before we actually go into the greeting card design making process, one of the things you have to make sure is that when you are creating your design on Redbubble, your design parameters must be 900 pixels wide by 1500 pixels tall. Now, I'm going to include a template with this particular video that you'll be able to find the link to in the description below. And basically, it is a Photoshop template, which you can use not only in Photoshop, but if you don't have Photoshop, you can also open in Photopea through photopea.com. And basically, you can use this template in order to help make sure that your greeting card parameters fit within the proper print margins that Redbubble requires. This is what the template looks like, and effectively what you're going to do is you're going to grab whatever design that you want to use and you're going to place it within and on this template. Now, if we go back to Pixabay, I saw this particular photo over here, this multi-layer rainbow colored cake, which I think is really festive and will be really great for basically anybody who's going to be celebrating a party. I mean, who doesn't like multicolored rainbow colored cake? So I already went ahead and downloaded it. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag it onto the template. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll just highlight the text layer below. And obviously it doesn't fit the template. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hold the shift key on the keyboard and we're going to grab one of the handles and we're just going to slide and increase the size of the photo. Okay, and I want it to fill the entire postcard greeting card area. Okay, and then it's just simply a question of placing it and moving it around where it is that you would like to place. Okay, and once you're happy with it, then all you need to do is just come up with a nice caption for a title. So we're going to click the text tool And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we get a nice bold font. So I'm going to choose my font. I'm going to choose Impact, which many of you will have on your respective computers, tablets, etc. Let's just make the font black so that we can see. We're going to change the color for it after. And what I'm going to do is just going to open up a box over here, a text box, so that I can start typing in. And if we just type in happy, or rather, no, let's be a little bit more original. Say, hooray, it's your birthday. Okay, this is just obviously for example purposes. Now I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to make some adjustments here to obviously increase the size. All right, so that obviously it will be bombastic and in a person's face. Now I'm just going to increase the size of the text box. Okay, and then obviously when I'm happy with it, I'm just going to place it accordingly to where I would like it to be. I might want to rotate it a little bit. And then when I'm happy with it, I just want to make some modifications to the text in terms of color and style, just to make it stand out. So now I'm going to go down into my layers adjustment palette, and I'm going to choose a color overlay. All right, and it comes up as white because that's the last color that I use. So I'm just going to click on the eyedropper, and I'm going to choose another color from the picture itself so that it will stand out. And let's choose this green over here, see how that looks. Okay, not too happy with that. Let's try the red. Okay, that might work, but let's try this yellow over here. Okay, this yellow I think is going to be a lot more prominent once I continue with the different types of layer styles. So I'm going to click OK. I'll bring the layer style palette into view so you can see what I'm doing. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the stroke, and I'm going to readjust the size of the stroke. It's a little bit too big. Let's leave it at 10, and I'm going to choose black as the color. So black is 0. Click OK. And what I might want to do is I might want to even give it a bit of a bevel and embossing. So I'm going to just click on that, click on the bevel and emboss to see what I'm going to do. And let's see if we choose an outer bevel. No, not too happy about that. I think inner bevel works a lot better, and we can adjust the size of it. Let's bring it down, and we'll soften it a little bit, and I'm actually happy with that. And as you can see, it didn't take me long to create an eye-catching, bright, happy birthday card design, which I can upload to Redbubble. And in fact, I can actually even use this design on a number of the other products that Redbubble has on offer. Now, let's assume for a moment that you didn't want to create a birthday card. Let's say, for example, you wanted to create something pertaining to Thanksgiving. Well, Pixabay's got you covered there too as well. And after doing a quick search on Pixabay for Thanksgiving, as you can see, I've got a lot of really interesting Thanksgiving style photos. And this one caught my attention, which I think is quite cute, whoever did that with all of these little emoji eyes and smiles. So I went ahead and I downloaded it already. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide the birthday ones. I'm going to bring in my folder that contains the photo, and I'm just going to hold the shift key, click and drag into the postcard template. Now clearly, as has happened with the birthday one, it's too small, so we're not going to be able to use all of this photo in it. So I'm going to hit the shift key, hold it down, grab one of the handles, and I'm just going to increase the size. We'll shrink down, we'll zoom out a little bit, and we're just going to continue increasing until we fill in the whole entire postcard template. And then after hitting enter is just a question of placing and finding the best view from this photo to appear on the card. And as you can see here, I think this gives us quite a number of these funny faces on the pumpkins. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. All right, and now basically all I want to do is just put a nice piece of text saying Happy Thanksgiving. So what I'll do is I'll bring the happy birthday one back up, and choosing the text tool, I'm going to just change it over, and we'll just type in Happy Thanksgiving with an exclamation mark. And then once we're happy with that, we're going to change the color of the yellow, because obviously I think it's being drowned out by the orange and the pumpkins. So we want a nice contrasting color. So we'll just choose color overlay. And what I normally do is I choose the color selection and then I use the color picker to find a color from the picture itself. And obviously that's giving me this nice orange color, but I don't want an orange. So I'm going to grab the slider and I'm just going to start dragging it up until I find a color that is going to stand out against the pumpkins in the background, rather the color of the pumpkins in the background. And I know that the color temperature of the blue in this particular case that I'm using is going to be the same color temperature as the one that was being portrayed in the photo too as well. And I can just continuously go through and come up with different color schemes. All right, and I think in this particular case, I'll choose sort of like this pinkish purple, and we'll click on OK and click on OK. And then it's just a question of moving around the text until you're happy with where you want it to be. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it in the top portion. I'm going to resize it a little bit. So I'm going to hit Control T on the keyboard, hold the Shift key, and I'm just going to drag it open a little bit and just place it over here. All right, and once I'm happy with it, it's a question of just saving as a PNG and uploading it to Redbubble. So as you can see, it's really easy to come up with some innovative, creative, in-your-face, bright, bombastic greeting cards that you can actually milk and really go to town with, especially for the fourth quarter, that you can obviously tap into and hopefully make a lot of sales. So there you have it, everybody. As you can see, it's really not difficult at all to come up with a really creative, innovative, bold and bright greeting cards that you can actually upload to your respective Redbubble shop and actually market it to your clientele for them to purchase. And don't forget, when you are marketing your greeting cards, don't forget that Redbubble has a lot of promotional offers. In fact, you can actually promote that if a client buys 10 greeting cards, they're going to get 30% off. So just imagine if you had to come up with 10, 20, or 30 different greeting cards for each particular type of niche that you can think of and market it in that way, including, hey, buy 10, get 30% off. Just imagine those people who are in the mind, in the mood to start buying greeting cards for Christmas, for Thanksgiving, or even down the road for Valentine's Day and what have you. The fact that they can actually purchase 10 and get 30% off, or even if they purchase 50 and get 35% off, then this could be a huge marketing tactic that you could use to gain clientele to your shop to make those purchases for you. Well, I hope that you found this particular episode helpful, thoughtful, and of value, but for today, that's all I've got. So as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now.